Hey everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Y'all, today I'm doing my Azure Standard haul. It's been a while since I've done one, but I wanted to share, because this is one of the bigger ones that I've done, and so I wanted to share with you what all I got. We got some exciting things that I cannot wait to show you. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I know that if you're like me, you go and look for Azure Standard hauls because I love to see what other people buy, and it gives me ideas on what I can buy. But if you are new, my name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee, and on this channel, we talk about all things homesteading, including bulk food buying, gardening, cooking from scratch, DIY, food preservation. We do all of that here on this channel. And so if that's your jam, go ahead and subscribe and become a part of this community. I promise you, you will have a very, very good time, especially if you like to just be inspired to live simply, to live more sustainably, and to do all of that with a smile and with passion. This is the place to be. If you've been here before, then you guys have seen me do some Azure Standard hauls. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one, just because I used to order Azure Standard like every month. And then it went to like every other month. And now it's like once a quarter. And that's really just my schedule. A lot of times when the drops come, I've been out of town or I'm traveling. And so you know when the drop is going to be. And so I don't order if I know that I'm not going to be in town. But if you're brand new to Azure Standard, let me introduce you to what Azure Standard is. There will be a link in my description box below. But Azure Standard is like, think of it as an online co-op. It's a place where you can go and buy a lot of organic bulk items. They do have non-organic items as well, but they specialize a lot in organic items that are in bulk at very, very good prices. Some of the things you can't even find in your store, whether you live in a big city or whether you live more rural like me. Now, one of the things they have is what they call a drop. So they come to your community, your town, your city once a month with a drop. So all of this stuff comes in on an 18-wheeler, and everybody from the surrounding areas that have ordered come to pick up their order. So what this does is that it saves you on shipping. You can get Azure delivered to your house, if I'm not mistaken. I've never done it, but when you participate in the drop, then the shipping, you still pay shipping, but the shipping is shared across all of those people. So the amount that you would pay for shipping coming to your house is going to be much higher than you participating in the drop. And so you go online every month and you can fill up your cart with whatever you want. There is going to be a deadline. It's always at the top what your deadline is to place your order, and then it'll tell you that the order will be there the following week. And then once you place the order, usually within 24 hours, you will get a time, date, and a time and a date of when to pick up your order. The place is always the same. Now for me, my Azure Standard drop is only 20 minutes from my house. So I'm very fortunate. There's many people that drive an hour to get their Azure Standard order. And you may be asking, well, why would you drive an hour? Because the prices are that good, or the product that you need is just that good and you can't find it anywhere else. It is a great, great, great bulk buying option. But as you'll see as we kind of go into it, one of the things that Azure Standard does is that a lot of times you can buy it as a single, in a case of 3, a case of 6, or a case of 12. So a lot of times if I'm trying out something new that I've never bought before, then I may just get one. Once I know I love it, then I'll go ahead and buy a higher quantity, because obviously the higher the quantity, the lower the cost, okay? And so one of the things, I'll open this and show you this catalog so you can just get a glimpse. This comes in every box. This is their catalog, but obviously you go online. But I just want to show you kind of how big this catalog is. I'm flipping pages and pages and pages. This is all of their products. They do have a couple of articles in here as well, but they have their products in here, usually towards the back. You can kind of see here all of their products. You can just flip pages. It gives you the price, but obviously you can look online as well, which is where I shop. But they have everything from grains to beans to meat to dairy, cleaning supplies, fertilizer, plants, you name, health and beauty aids. They have everything, right, It is a great, great, great place. So if you have never used Azure Standard before, here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the link in my description box below and go and see if they have a drop in your area. All you got to do is put in your zip code and it'll tell you the closest drop to you. Now, if for some reason there is not a drop in your area, then you can sign up and be what they call a drop coordinator, meaning that you would help coordinate the drop. You would be responsible for being there at every drop and making sure that things get picked up and things like that. So that's also an option. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into the haul for today. I'm so excited. So the first thing we're going to start with is actually what was on this page right here. Blueberries. Now, I'm going to show you some footage of the blueberries because look, when the box came, I opened it and I had already was waiting on it to use it in some breakfast, and then I've already packaged it up. But we buy the blueberries every single order unless we still have some, but I buy them in a 5-pound box. These are the best they're organic. They come frozen. These are the best blueberries. They taste so good. And so if you're like me, you're just now getting into fruit and you're not producing enough blueberries for your family, this is a great option. I guarantee you, they taste much better than you buying a frozen bag of blueberries from like your Walmart or your Kroger or something like that. They're big, they're juicy, they're plump. And so when I get the 5-pound bag, I usually just separate them into 2, gallon Ziploc bags so that's easier to pick up, and we can use it for smoothies. I put it in oatmeal, muffins. I'm telling you, they are so good. And I've ordered them time and time again, and they never miss. So that's the first thing that we ordered, that we went ahead and to go ahead and put in the freezer right away. That's another thing. When you go to your drop, if you have things that are non-frozen, that's going to usually come out of the back, but then they usually have a side on the truck that is for all of the freezer or cold goods. And then you would just walk around to the side to get your order. Now, also when you get your email of the time and the date, they will tell you how many cases you have and what's the total poundage. Like for this, I had 6 cases. So that means when I go, I know I'm looking for 6 cases, because they'll just kind of call out your last name and say, okay, Mason, we have a box for you or something like that. But if I know that I have 6, then I know I need to wait until I have 6 boxes in my hand. Now at my drop, they have the younger children or men that will put the stuff in the car for you, because some of the stuff is pretty heavy when you're buying cases and stuff, or you're buying bulk grains. So that's also, I don't know if they do that at every drop, but at my drop, they do that, which is nice. A lot of times if my husband can't come, then I can just rely on the gentleman there to put the stuff in my car, then my husband can unload it. Or I've sent my husband to the drop without me and I tell him 6 things. So that way he doesn't come back with 4 thinking that's my whole order, okay? So I do like that. So my entire order was 6 cases, a total of 96 pounds. So I want you to think about how much I would have had to pay for 96 pounds of shipping. I didn't pay that much. I don't remember how much I paid, but I didn't pay that much, or whatever the cost would have been. So you get this in every box. Now, so I showed you the blueberries. Let me show you what else we got that's a little bit heavy that I can't pick up, but let me show you one of the things that I get every single time. This is a 25-pound bag of quick rolled oats that are organic. It also comes in a 50-pound bag as well. Okay, so you saw the grains. I buy grains a lot. I've bought them in 25-pound bags and 50-pound bags. 50-pound bags is a better price, but it's just harder for me to manage with me trying to lift and then my husband trying to get it for me and then me trying to separate it. It's just a lot easier if I can do a 25-pound bag, but I have done a 50-pound bag before in many things. I've done beans, I've done oats like you saw there. I do my wheat berries from there. Flour I've done from there. I prefer the flour that I buy in other places, but I have used their premium flour and it does work well. What else have I gotten in bulk? The beans, the grains, polenta or yellow grits, we buy those in bulk in 25 and 50-pound bags. So the options are endless. And again, they have non-organic or organic, so whatever your preference is. So those are the 2 things that you did not see for itself. Now let's open up our boxes and see what we have. So we'll start with this box here. And that's another thing, they will use other boxes, that they get from other places. So especially if you have a mix of stuff and not like a case of just one item. And so this is like a mixed bag. But in here I have some dates. This is my first time ordering this. This is a 1 pound. These are pitted Degley Nor dates. You can see that they are organic. I bought these because if you didn't see my video where I bought a Nama milk maker, we've been making our own almond milk for the last, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. And there's 2 dates that you put in every recipe of the milk. So I wanted to make sure that I had dates on hand. And I wanted to try this before I bought it in a bigger quantity. So I just got a 1 pound. So you can see, again, you can try something. If you like it, then you can buy it in a bigger quantity. But we got some dates. We also got some lemon juice. This is the only brand lemon juice that I use. It's Santa Cruz. It's organic and it's natural in terms of it only has, let's see, y'all. If you know, you know. When you got to pull it away, you got to pull it away. It is basically organic lemon juice. That's all it is. There's no fillers. There's no preservative. There's nothing else but lemon juice. If you buy the lemon juice in the green bottle, you know what I'm talking about. It got some other stuff in it. This is all natural. You can buy a single. I bought 2. Or you can buy a case of 6. I did not need a case of 6 this time, but I normally will do that at the top of the spring, and that'll last me for all of my canning projects throughout the summer. But I already had some, so I just needed a couple more to kind of add to. But this is the lemon juice. I absolutely love it. This is another staple. Every single order is coconut oil. This is like this is organic, and this is a liquid coconut oil. So I use this in different recipes and stuff, which is great. I like to use the solidified coconut oil for things that you need it as a solid, but when it comes to a liquid, I don't want to take my solid coconut oil and melt it down and liquefy it. I just rather have this on hand. So I use this. It stays on my counter. I use it all the time. So this is a great, and this is a 32 ounce. It comes in 16 ounces or 8 ounces. It comes in plastic or glass. This right here is the plastic one. And then this here, oh, this is heavy. Oh, this is 12 pounds of raw organic wildflower honey. I love their honey. I've bought the wildflower, and then I've also bought the orange blossom, like literally. And I'm not a big honey person in terms of I use honey like for a condiment. I usually use it in baked goods, but to like the taste of honey and to just eat it, I didn't think that I liked it until I started buying raw honey. And especially if you can get it raw and local, that's even better. And you guys know that we have bees now, so I cannot wait to have our own honey on the farm. But until then, I buy from Azure Standard. I use it in baked goods, like when I'm making bread and stuff. And then also we sell elderberry syrup on a seasonal basis. We usually sell it once a quarter, and we take pre-orders for it. But a lot of times we do that in the cooler months. And so that'll be back on tap in August. So we usually take off the second quarter, and then we do a third, fourth, and first quarter. But we use this honey in our elderberry syrup. So it's raw, it's organic, and it tastes absolutely phenomenal. Like that orange blossom, like you can like lick it off the spoon. It is so good. So this is why I buy it in bulk like this, because I'm using it primarily for our elderberry syrup. And then I have a smaller one that I use just kind of for the house. So that's what was in this box here. So we'll take that away. And then I have, let's see, this box here. This is organic olive oil. I'll take out one for you to see. Love, love, love their olive oil. This is a 25.4 ounce. It comes in a case of 6. And again, I think this was probably like $100 for the box. So when you do the math on that, what is that? Probably like $15 or $16 a bottle. But like I said, it's almost 26 ounces, and it's premium grade olive oil. I use this in bread. Mostly is what I use it for, because I want a good quality olive oil when I'm making focaccia. Definitely you want to use a good quality olive oil. But I don't necessarily use it to like just cook primarily. Usually I use avocado oil, but I love, love, love. It's organic. It does great. And I love this brand, Napa Valley Naturals. So I was out of this. This usually lasts me, I would say a case of this usually lasts me, I would say probably maybe 6 to 8 months. So I usually buy it once or maybe twice a year. And like I said, I was out of it and I've been missing it. I've been buying olive oil from like the grocery store. It ain't the same. Then this case right here is a case of 12, and you'll be able to see that these bottles are smaller. This is organic toasted sesame oil. This box is heavy. Let me just pull one out. So you can see the size difference between, this is 12 ounces. This is 25.6. So you can kind of see the difference in the size just on the height. And then this bottle is thicker all the way around. So I got a case of 6 on these, and then on the organic toasted sesame oil, I have a case of 12. So I use this when we're making like Asian dishes, stir fry, Chinese, anything like that where you want that good flavor. I also use it when I'm making green beans. It gives it a great flavor. And so I have 2 left from my last case. This will probably last me the whole year. So usually I buy it once a year, and like I said, that's like $100. So my total order was like $500 this time. And again, I haven't ordered in months. So whereas I was probably spending $100 a month, I'm probably spending, $500 or $600 a quarter. So it kind of equals out to about the same thing. Or I would say maybe every 4 or 5 months. So it kind of equals out to the same thing. So this is our haul. We got the blueberries, we got the oats, we have these 2 cases, and then we had this stuff here. But wait, there is more. I ordered plants, which I've ordered plants before, but this is the most plants that I've had. So I got this order probably 2 or 3 days ago, and I was waiting to unbox it with you. But with the plants, I went ahead and put them outside on the table so they could get some sun and some water. So for the rest of this video, we're gonna actually go outside. Yes, outside for an Azure Standard haul. And I wanna show you the plants that I got and talk about getting plants from Azure Standard. So I'll meet you outside. Okay guys, so we're outside and I wanna show you the plants that I got from Azure Standard. Here's what they look like. We'll kind of go through them individually. I have ordered plants from Azure Standard before, but I didn't get this many. I got like a couple, and that was probably either a year ago or 2 years ago, and they looked good. I just wanted to kind of try it out. So this time I got more. So one of the things that I liked is that it's June. And so for me to buy transplants in June of this type of variety is pretty much unheard of in my area. The things that I got, you'll see today, first of all, I could not get in the store, in like a nursery or in a big box store. And then also the fact that it's mid-June and they have these plants and they still look good and all that. And then the second thing is the prices are phenomenal, right? And so each plant was like $3.95, but you'll see that some of these are single, and then some of these are like a 4-pack or a 6-pack or something else. So let's kind of go through what all that we got. So we'll kind of start here. This right here is astragalus. If you don't know, astragalus, we use it medicinally. It is an herb that is excellent for immune support. I have never seen an astragalus plant. I mean, logic tells me there has to be a plant, because with anything that you grow, an herb, a seed, or whatever, it has to start with a plant. But I've just never seen one. And so this is a perennial. And so because I'd never seen it, I'm like, well, I want to try this, right? Because I buy astragalus like in powder form. And so I'm curious to see how this grows. And what the growth habit is. So we'll look that up. But it looks like I actually got 2 plants. There's one right there. But it looks good. There's a little brown there, but that's probably since it's been outside. So that's astragalus. If you guys have grown astragalus before, let me know. Okay. Then this is feverfew. I've never grown feverfew before. And so this saves me from, I think I actually bought some feverfew seeds just a couple of weeks ago, but this saves me from trying to start the seeds because this is already started. This is a herb. I'm not sure what it's good for. But it says it's an upright perennial herb with white daisy-like flowers in summer, and it's fragrant. So I'm going to look up and see how to plant that, if it's invasive or if I can just put it in the ground. This right here is yarrow, and this is the medicinal yarrow kind. I have some yarrow that I'm growing actually in my green stalk. In one of them, I have some yarrow growing that just came. It literally just came and started budding. I've never been successful with yarrow. I've tried a few times, but I've never seen a flower, and I actually saw one on my green stalk. And so I wanted to get more, and these are a 4-pack, and it was $3.95, y'all, $3.95. So you can't beat that. So it says it's a colorful flat top flower, clusters contrast nicely with the silver foliage. So I got to look up and see what kind this is, but I'm going to put this in the ground and we're going to see what happens. Then this is Tulsi or holy basil. And again, y'all, I had these outside. This one was more green, but it probably needs water and a bigger pot. But I had it outside. It's kind of like in the direct sun. But this is Tulsi, holy basil. I have one of those, but I needed some more. These look good. This is a 6-pack. This is open pollinated delicata winter squash. Now, you guys know I'm not big into winter squash just because I don't like butternut squash. I don't grow it. I have grown it before, but I don't like the taste of butternut squash. But people keep telling me, yes, you do. And I'm like, no, I don't. But people keep saying, you just hadn't done it right. Okay, so I'm going to do this delicata because I did see delicata squash. It's a different kind. I think it's like a more mild flavor. I saw it on somebody's post last year and I was like, I want to try that. So the fact, I do have some seeds, but I like the fact that they're already started. So we're going to try it and see if we like it. If not, we can always sell it or gift it away. But let me know if you've had success with delicata squash and how you prepare it. Okay, now going back to the first row. Y'all, I've never seen this before, so I had to get it. This is baby's breath. There's a 4-pack, again, $3.95 if I'm not mistaken. But dainty white or pink flowers bloom above narrow lance-shaped leaves. It gets 18 to 24 inches tall, which is going to be short, so that's not that bad, and then 12 inches wide. So this is baby's breath, and again, I'm buying this to put in my flower arrangements. I love taking flowers from my garden and making an arrangement, so I thought this would be nice to have. This right here is mullein. Mullein is great medicinally, and I do have a mullein plant that somebody gave me, but it's not doing very well, which is why I went ahead and got another one. But mullein is great for respiratory, and so I'm going to use this to make a tea, is the reason why I'm growing this, but it's great for respiratory coughs and things like that. Next is plantain, broadleaf plantain. Plantain is also good medicinally. Now, I don't know if this actually grows the plantain that you eat. That I don't know, because I'm really only getting it for medicinal purposes. But plantain is one of the ones, like if you get a cut or a bee sting or something like that while you're in the garden, you can literally take this leaf, it's edible, put it in your mouth, chew it up, moisten it, and then put it on the bite, and it'll immediately take the sting away. And it's good for other like skin issues or whatever. So there's a theme here. I'm growing this again for medicinal reasons, but again, and I do have plantain like growing in the wild in my yard that I could harvest, but I want to grow some and see what happens. This is next to last. This is cosmos. These are 4 cosmos. Again, I love cosmos. I have some cosmos growing in my green stalk that are really, really pretty. They just feel whimsical to me. Like they just make the garden, I don't know, come alive. It's whimsical, it's tall, and the flowers on the top, it kind of sways in the wind. So I wanted some more of those to kind of just stick in places in my garden. And then the very last one that we got is aster. Aster, I have not been good at growing successfully. And so we got 4 of these in a pack. So we got 4 of those in a pack, and we're going to try it. So that's our haul from Azure Standard. So if you've never bought plants from Azure Standard, I highly encourage you to. They all came and looked great. Like I said, these are 3 days. I've had them for 3 days now. And for the most part, they still look good. I brought them outside after 24 hours, and they're looking good. They're in the sun, ready to plant and to go to their new homes. So you can't beat the price and you can't beat the variety. They did absolutely have traditional stuff like tomatoes and peppers and, you know, rosemary and basil. They had all of that kind of stuff, but I didn't need any of that. I really went to the stuff that I don't have, that I cannot grow, have not grown. And so that's kind of where my mind was. But I'm so glad that I was able to get those plants. And you would think, man, how are they shipping plants? You know, it came in a box. It was labeled live plants. They were all standing up. Nothing was smushed. Nothing was. It was all just the way that you see it here. And so if you've been on the fence about ordering plants because it's coming from so far a distance and is it going to be okay, I'm giving you my word that, hey, mine were A-okay. So y'all, that is my Azure Standard haul. We saw the stuff that's in the kitchen. We saw the stuff I've already put away. And then these are my plants. I highly recommend, first of all, if you're not bulk buying, bulk buy what you can. It always seems more expensive, but start where you can. Even if that means just picking up an extra bag of beans at the grocery store, another box of oatmeal instead of 2, buy one, get one free, and saving one for storage. It's important to bulk buy so that you have a pantry or a short and long-term storage built up in case of emergencies. Emergencies could be a crisis in the world. You know, it could be your husband or a spouse loses a job. Whatever the emergency is, you want to make sure that you have food on hand, because that's part of living sustainably and living a little bit more independently. And if you want to try Azure Standard, I highly encourage, at least go see where the drop is closest to you, and at least, you know, try out some stuff that you already are buying, check the prices, and I guarantee you that you're going to love it. The quality is unmatched. The customer service is great. It is 100% one of my favorite companies to order from. So if you have any questions, put them down below. Let me know some of your favorite things from Azure Standard that you buy. Let me know your top 2. Put it down below so I can add it to my list and try it too. Remember, y'all, this is all part of the journey, but let's do it together. I'll see you next time, friend.